Did you go to Barrels?
Uh,
Did you go to Barrels?
no, I don't know it. No.
Oh, were you the one that came into our office?
I did.
Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. What was your
I didn't go over there yet. I got stopped up right here because I was looking at this history. I was like, I gotta put these pictures. I gotta keep these
What
pictures.
was your grandmother's name?
I'm on a live stream right now, so I don't.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Hope you find it.
I will. Thank you. All right, here we go. Invade. Is it rotating? And put in the chat, is it rotating when I do like this? Is it rotated or not? Somebody in the chat. It is? Okay, cool. Thanks. Right on. I don't know why I keep saying rotate device though. All right. Oh. Well, this rotate device thing is still in the way too. I'm just gonna keep recording right on through it, cause it's after 5 and They're probably already trying to like kick me, maybe trying to kick me out of here, but nobody ain't saying nothing yet, so I'm just trying to be quiet. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just wanted y'all to see all this brief history of UC Berkeley. That's it. This is a trip. That's how they wrote history. Like, it's upright, but it was, hold on, I can't even see the chat. This is my first chat, by the way, too. Let's see, hold it. It's upright, but it was rotating, I think. So is it landscape right now? Let me just try to fix this thing. I just wonder if it is, whatever. So this is a trip. See that Roosevelt and the ball in that game. I'll go ahead and chop that up, make some breakdowns of that. I don't even have to go in on that. I just wanted to document these images, so I'll get up closer. Regardless, you can see what's up. Just a little field trip, you know. Every now and again, put a 1 in the comment just to let me know the live stream is still going. It says it's live, but alright. I can't read that too quick, and the chat ain't up, so I'm just gonna leave it. There's a lot in here. Can y'all hear me when I'm whispering? I don't know if this mic is working. I'm trying to get the sound checks on it. Okay, cool. Thank you. Local. And what's up to everybody? Aloha. Come on. And this little chief on apologies for the Zoom and all that other stuff. So what the lady was talking about earlier is that my grandmother actually used to teach here. Back in the day. You know, trying to figure out, she just passed recently. I was trying to figure out if there's any kind of like records of pictures and stuff like that. So, and she was helping me out earlier. That was the lady in the graduates department. And they told me where to go, but I didn't make it past this. I had to get this right now at least, and then I don't want to go through the trouble of having to edit all this stuff out. Plus, I thought it was cool to see that Roosevelt stuff with that game, with that ball. You know, people can clip that out right now. And I don't even have to do all that work. If somebody wants something specific, I get that one. Or moving on one particular picture, just let me know. But I just thought it was interesting. Exhausting, actually. Oh, shit. Let's see. Trying to hold my balance so I can focus. I just got my phone. I was like, this would be a fitting first live stream ever because my grandmother was working here and I was like born like right around the corner. So I was like, let's put this on the thing. How many people are actually, I don't know if it's updating on my phone now because it's probably kind of slow too. But it puts it on info, I can't really see anything. So that's the end of Berkeley history. Let me put this on. Six, okay. Yeah, so that's like half of what the premieres are, which is kind of trippy. So this is also like an experiment too, because I've never done a live before, so that means it's running just as long as the other ones. So you guys can run the numbers too. This is a good kind of documentation. Oh, that's what that is. I was just zoning out because I'm talking. So yeah, you guys, now it says 4. Is that 4? Is 4 correct? Yeah. Okay. So 5. Yeah. So yeah. Good that this is documented too as far as like on the live. Just the regular. Somebody can hashtag this. I should have hashtagged this Gil Scott Heron. I don't know how to I can hashtag that on the video or something. Somebody can clip this out and retweet this. Like Gil Scott Heron. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to document this real quick. So everybody else, and for people who came in later, this is what I was talking about. Students in entomology classroom, I'm trying to focus in Bud Hall, 1900s campus enrollment, 2,200. President Theodore Roosevelt with UC President Benjamin I. Wheeler, Charter Day, 1911. Freshmen and sophomores fought it out with push ball, 1910. Students at work moving bleachers with well-dressed friends. So this is all Teddy, and that's the ball they was talking about. You can see this as they also have that what's it called? Oh, I should go down there. Yeah. There's a, I'll just do this. Damn, I should have, can you rename this? Can you rename videos? Someone put in the chat. You can, right? Can you edit the video? Because what I can do is I can go all the way down to the other area where there's some other globe symbolism. So right down the road, like, I can't remember the name of the artist that made those spherical, whatever they're called, but they're all over the world. Yep, for not a streamer. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's only like 5 people in here. So, all right. So, yeah, is it still landscape? Maybe I'll just break it and then start another one down there. Let's see. Trying to look at like our specs on here. Let's see. How about this too? Share, enable flare, microphone. All right. Well, I don't care. I'm probably gonna cut this one off because I don't like walking around, with this kind of stuff right now. I'll cut this one off and then I might start up another one, but if not, it's still there. It ain't going nowhere. It's just a picture of the actual name of it, but I can't remember what it is. Because the artist put those spheres all around the world. And if they're pushing those, they made games out of it. This is a ritual. That's why I was saying, like this, that whole connection to Earth. Like, look at what happened. All right, I'm not going into this now. Why I'm also documenting this is check out the landscape of the area. And for people who are in the area, they know what I'm talking about. Look at this place. And think about this. So people are like my initial thing, and I didn't think until later, was like, damn, that's hell spread out. Like, look at that. That's like university right there. I would imagine that's university. It looks like where is it? I'm just looking at it, I'm not even recording. That looks like university for people who know what university is. It was probably just like kind of like a military setup where they just set up. Okay, now I'm seeing this. So in order to maintain the authority of the educational system, it had to be backed by the military. It had to be backed by the state-run everything, and it had to be looking like and have the appearance of a military base. So each base was set up down university lane, which is supposed to represent like an educational authority system of this land. So imagine University Avenue going all the way to the water as like an energy wave all across that land, like tapping into that water source and directing it straight up to the university. So up sprouted from this idea everywhere around here, people who wanted to pay into this system. I don't think that was UC Berkeley though back then. What is this? So this obviously wasn't UC Berkeley, I don't think, because that was a long ass time ago. This had been something else. So let's see what it actually was. 1874. Okay, get the focus on. Somebody hashtag this shit. The worst fucking live stream out there. the worst live stream in the history of live stream. All right, 1873, 1900. Alcatraz Gulf Gate Middle background. Farming village of Berkeley along 12 apostles were the university's first four-year graduating class in 1873. Completing studies at the Oakland campus, all went on to become leaders in the young state, with a governor, 2 regions. Yeah, that's they cut so the live streams are cut in half. Did somebody just comment? Okay, so the live streams numbers seem to be cut in half from the premieres, as far as like availability, like they put it out there. So at least on this channel, that's what I'm saying. Just a note. This is just a note to myself too. At the same time, so 90 minutes from downtown Oakland to the campus. Once they pass. Okay. So this is go. Industrial focus U. Agriculture building burned in 18. Oops, sorry. Shit. Yeah. So yeah, this is just a good way to document. So I guess this was 1873. So this was 1873, and 1 year after classes began, Berkeley had South Hall on the left. Damn, so that's it right there. And then 189 students and 22 faculty members. On the right, whoa, okay, 12 apostles. Okay, now you see. All right, and then the university, straight to Alcatraz into the Golden Gates. Angel Island, Alcatraz, Golden Gates. And they tap into the bay, which is living. It's a living organism. And that road right there, imagine that road being made out of gold. That's what that road is. It's sucking the energy from the bay and turning all that nature into this system. This is like a big satellite. So imagine so this is what it is now. Today, it's a satellite dish of living on the internet, living in the consciousness of people. But imagine the natural satellite dish that is the Bay Area, because there is a gravitational pull. There is a natural pull that happens that pulls people to certain areas. And this area has pulled people from around the world. So you have to imagine this place as a living satellite dish. And not in like a traditional satellite dish, but you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go into detail with that. So people who are from the Bay Area, anybody, let's see, find the water. Yeah. So the Bay Area is a living communication system. I see you. I gotta finish it. I got something going on right now. But this is a living satellite dish. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a living satellite dish. Hey, April. It's a living satellite dish. And these buildings became the pinnacles. All right, and then all the information or energy that came out of those pinnacles was then turned into the books that created the libraries that filled up all the area and the land on this, on this part of the satellite dish. And these were the other little people who have like military backgrounds. They'll know what I'm talking about when they see the way this is set up. University Avenue all the way to the water, that's a strategic move right there. So it makes a statement when you look at the beauty of, this is the thing, and that's how quick you go, the beauty of the emptiness, but this is the thing. Where are the fucking trees? So you're going to Emeryville, the people, they name everything after everywhere. They name it after, they name these cities after the people who did the most damage in order to add justification to, that's no problem, in order to add justification to the work that was inflicted on the original people. So, yeah, exactly. Where's that at? Where's that? So when this system was set up, it was set up as a military move to indoctrinate everything that the university system intellect sends through that satellite dish across the world started first with an idea. And that idea Who made these ideas? Who cut those trees? What was happening before here? This is another part of, right now there's a fighting going on with, what's AM1? Oh, yeah. This is my first live stream ever. This is true. So, yeah. So yeah, check that out. AM1, drop in the comments, whatever anything that you want to drop in on, because this tripped me out. Oh, this since you just got here, I'll show you why I started doing this. So check this out. So I'll read this real quick. Students at entomology classroom in Bell Hall, 1900 campus, 2009. Where's that thing? Push ball. Push. That's it right there. From the top. So this is the UC Berkeley version of this story, the sphere ball story. Exactly. So this is a game for the people who weren't here earlier. I'm glad I kind of let this one keep going on. So the original idea was show this, because this is ridiculous. Because at first I was like, whoa, this is beautiful. And then I was like, no, this is absolutely not beautiful. That is clear cut. Look at all the trees here in Berkeley. That's clear cut too. But this was clear cut. So this was all the next step after what the Spanish did. So all these Spanish names that are all the cities and the streets and everything, those are the individuals that, it's put on the streets. That's what I was saying. So just like University Avenue. So all of the systems, like when people, where you at in there? Yeah, so all the systems in there, nah, I ain't doing none of that. This is just a breakdown. All the systems that people are breaking down, from Angel Island to Alcatraz to the Golden Gates and the Transamerica Pyramid, the geometry there, and then connected to, what is that, Campanelli. So all of this being connected to that original thread I was talking about, to the water. So I was like, whoa. As a military move. So, for people who are interested, this was what, the second part of it. I was like, oh, that's cool to document that. Plus, I just wanted to get all these pictures here. Now that there's more people here, towards it. Plus, I wanted to just get these pictures, because these are probably not available online, you know what I'm saying? It's real funny, because, okay, so the lady, this is a trip. So the lady that came down and talked in the beginning of this live stream and asked me about my grandmother, because the original story, for people who missed out on the earlier storyline, it was, I came here to see if there was any kind of information for the campus on its own, because my grandmother used to always tell me that she was working here. She used to work here or teach here. And I was like, where should I start to go find any kind of information about, anything that was available here? And I was like, oh, okay. Then I just stumbled into all the other stuff and then started decoding it. So, where is that at? And now I was like, oh man, might as well just do a little live stream, because we really ain't got to say nothing, right? So it's just the pictures. Oh, but the point is, going back to that original story, was, oh, I think that's Telegraph right there. Look at Telegraph. Focus. Yeah, so that's what it used to be. So funny thing is my grandmother that used to work here, She used to put collages, like pictures like this all together. She recently just passed. That's why I was just going up here to come check this out. Yeah, look at all this. See how they tell the stories. So she used to do a lot of collages, family collages, which is her own way of keeping the timeline going. So this is another way of keeping the timeline going, particular timelines. So just as far as the documentation, other people can cut this up. Let me know again, because it still says that rotate device thing. Let me know again if it's landscape. Thank you. Is it landscape or is it still, what you call it? Is it like landscape in that tall version of landscape? Oh man, where's it at? It's portrait. Okay, it's portrait. Do you know how to flip it? I did it sideways though. Let me see if I flip it this way. See, I did it. It has a little locked, it says rotate device locked. That's what I was trying to. Anyway. Alright, well, I'm about to close this out anyway. I'm about to get out of here. 9 degrees still left. Yeah, that's what I did. Anyway. It's documented. That's the whole point. Because this is like, you can't find this stuff like on the internet. These pictures are, they don't want to, put a lot of these timelines together like this. And a lot of images like this are not really, they're not really exact. Thank you. They're not, yeah, these images like this are not really helpful for the system of keeping you like out of the loop of what's really going on deeper layers. So it's good to have these documented in some kind of way. And I just had to get this documented. This is a trip. Especially, me doing this on my channel. I don't even have to say anything. It's just what it is. This is just a proof of the story. That's a good way to close this out. It's a proof of the storyline that I've been having to tell people in so many different ways. Proof of the storyline that I had to tell people in many different ways. So Berkeley, it just says Berkeley. It just doesn't say UC Berkeley. It says Berkeley. So yeah, look at all the names in your neighborhoods, like the big cities like New York, Los Angeles, all the streets, everything is lined up. Like, so in particular, you can look into like the Ohlone breakdown of the relationship between Alcatraz and the Golden Gate Bridge and the satellite dish that is the Bay Area and the storyline of what this connection, this place in particular, when people say, oh yeah, I feel a particular pull to that place. That's a really, it stands out to me, or whatever it is, I don't know. It's calling me, it's alive. So this is a thing, this is a good documentation too for kind of like new age communities like Sedona, Arizona. Like, people will know like energy of that place. People know like what that feels like. And actually institutions like this make their money off of keeping you out of the loop or in that relationship of what's really going on there. So this picture is a perfect example of what I was breaking down earlier, of how the education system is directly connected to the spiritual interpretation of the education system on the land itself, like how important it is to have a connection with your land. And for the people who know about the Bay Area, check out the landscape. Like, And one point people were like, oh yeah, it was nice. I said this earlier. At one point people said it's nice and empty and all that other stuff, but it's clear cut. It's trees. It's nothing. It's dead. It's a empty portrait for uh, the Western world to build its empire on the blood and the bones that those farmlands are built over. So this is why to this day there's still a fight, and there's the Ohlone people, the original people here. They built a shell mound. The mound builders. What happened was their original shell mound. There's shell mounds all over the Bay Area, but in particular, this one in Berkeley by Spenger, which is a seafood restaurant. There's a parking lot out there that is a burial ground that Spenger is suing the city. I believe they're suing the city because the city is taking too long making the approval on them being able to build their land or build whatever they want to build on that parking lot. So Spengers, so yeah, so if you do go to Spengers, man, don't go to Spengers because that's jacked up. So they want to build whatever they want to build on top of ancient burial grounds there. And what that was those were like little points on the satellite dish like I was talking about earlier of the entire land. So little energy points where people were posted up. Like imagine all of the native people just like chilling out where there are trees here all along the coast, just like chucking shells, oysters, and all kinds of stuff. So that's why they had to cut down the shell mounds around here and flatten everything out. So they flattened everything out, and then they told you everything was spherical. And here's the authority figure who told you that. The people who are coming in later. Ain't that many like fucking 14 people here. I appreciate everybody, 13 people here. I appreciate everybody here. I'm just saying, like, YouTube is on some old nonsense. So, yeah. So as far as the energy center, the satellite dish that is UC Berkeley, what's that? I know, right? I'm trying to get it, try that. All right. See? That's the wrong one. Look, I put that one. You see my forehead. And then, yeah. And it says locked. I'm trying to, can I like move that lock button? It just says locked. And so, fuck it. Can't do nothing about it. Anyway, the point anyway, just like really, for real, like the storyline is, this is just background stuff, kind of like, I mean, I'm like, not to like downplay this, obviously. I'm just trying to like, hold on. What did I say earlier? Oh, I can interact with the chat, yeah. Okay, so living areas, living lands, a shell mound. Okay, so the Ohlone shell mound is underneath the parking lot of the Spengers. On the 4th of July, they're going to be doing something, I think, at the Berkeley City Hall, talking about this whole thing, because Spengers, I'm pretty sure Spengers is suing, Spengers is suing the city of Berkeley because they're taking too long to approve them to build over one of the last shell mounds that are done. I think there's a little, like, you can kind of see a mound right there. That's university. I think that's it, because it is, yeah. Oh, shit, look at that. Ain't nobody around here anyway. Look at that little mound right there. Little mound, that's a big ass mound. For people who are from here, look, this is university right here. I'm not guaranteeing that is, because they want to glorify what it looks like. So there's university right there going straight into one of the biggest shell mounds. So the biggest shell mound was over here that was clear cut. And what happened back then was that before this one was cut down, the people who came, like the Spanish, came in here and cut down The biggest shell mound, which was in Emeryville, so that's university, so it's like over here somewhere in that open area. There was a 2-story tall and a city block long shell mound that was the burial ground of the Ohlone people. And they would just hang out there and then just like throw like fish and then throw the oysters back in the, right up in a big shell. And they also used to bury their people there, their Native American people there, all the indigenous people. So it's still alive, right? Let me know. I need to know. Some person let me know something. Because I'm new to this live stream stuff. Let me know. Is it on? Somebody write something in the chat. Let me see. Last comment I see says shell mounds from Loco. Because I'm trying to figure out if I should. I might just go to it now. I'm trying to figure out if I should keep going. Okay, thank you. Keep going or what? Okay, so I'll go for like still live. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the original breakdown was the Spanish of that shell mound, which was 2 stories tall and a city block long. And that was the one that needed to be cut down first. And then the second one that is being fought for right now in the Spenger's parking lot is that mound that the university road or street runs straight into. So this is how the university taps into the spiritual energies of the indigenous people through colonizing the land. And seeing that this whole Bay Area is a giant spiritual satellite dish, to put it like very weakly, like plainly, yeah, you see what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that's going on. If you're actually, I'm not going to be able to make it out there, but if you're going to, if you're in the area, check that out. Look it up even more. There's 4th of July. It's, I think it's at the city building. I'm pretty sure it's at the city building. So yeah, and you can, if you do say something, talk about how the University Avenue being like a golden, like the yellow brick road, you know, like in the Wizard of Oz, and all that, the whole gateway to consciousness and knowledge and information, from Angel Valley to Alcatraz to the Golden Gate Bridge into, oh shoot, what the hell is that? Hey brother, yeah. Yeah, I'm on to be done right now. Hold on. Hello? Oh, hold on, never mind. Oh, shit. Let me call you right back.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay. Bye. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, they've been closed for a while. They just let me, maybe they were. Yeah, no, they're good. Everything good. Everything's good here. Oh, you talking about something else? Anyway, okay, so. So, in order to turn off the energy of the land, the intellect of the indigenous people needed to be turned off. And the intellect, the evolved intellect, needed to be turned on. You see what I'm saying? So, somebody say something in the comments just to let me know it's still live. Try to make it like a little interactive or something. 14 people. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah. Angel Valley, Alcatraz, Berkeley. Yeah. All right. So 52. Thank you, local. All right, yeah. So as a living satellite dish, see like intellect as a living thing being shut down and clear cut the same way the trees were clear cut here. So check out the Shellmonund this Shellmonund right here that you can see, that University Avenue taps directly into. And see where that, like, run the angles from there all the way through there, all the way out. And see how that connects to the Angel Valley, Alcatraz, Golden Gate thing. Because there's something there. When I saw it, I've never seen that before. That's why I was seeing it. I was like, damn, that's a trip. So, yeah. All right, well, thank y'all for joining me. I'm not gonna go to full. I'm gonna cut it off now because that's pretty much what I wanted to break down. It's just the clear cutting of the consciousness, which should be the original. So the clear cutting of the consciousness is the clear cutting of the land, and then tapping into the living satellite dish through the actual souls. So you gotta look at those shell mounds. Those shell mounds are burial grounds. So the intellect, the evolved intellect, the idea of the evolved intellect is being channeled through the burial grounds there, straight into these university buildings. But the history is told in a different perspective. So, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna head on out of here. I'm getting a look from a whole bunch of people. So y'all take it easy. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, you're welcome, Logan. Thank you for the support, everybody. I really appreciate that. And this being my first live and everything, because and I'm just exhausted in the day. This is a lot of shit going on today. This is good. It's a nice day outside. So, yeah. Y'all take it easy. Okay. Stop it. Where's the off button? What do you just take the X? X. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?